Good morning and happy Friday. We're going to get into the last workout of the week, our last mobility piece for this week. Capping off week 3, which is crazy. So heading into week 4, next week, the last week. This is kind of flown by for me. Hopefully things have been helpful for you. We'll get into the last mobility piece today. A lot of things have been repeats. We'll do a couple different, 2 new movements today. A lot of just the same things that you've been doing previously. So we'll start with some kind of up dog to down dog, deep squats, quad stretching, and then we'll do 2 foam roll activities today. We'll do hamstrings, but then we'll also try to do a little bit within your hip flexors. If you have like a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, something like that, that might be helpful for the hip flexors as well. And I'll kind of show you some of that. So let's get into it. So just like previously for the up dog to down dog, we're going to get here. You can kind of get that stretch in, keep those heels down, and then up and up. I lost you. I'm back. So when we get down, we're down into this position here. Try to let those hips sink to the floor, and then push back up. Okay? So we've done that one before. Now we'll go into our deep squat. So with the squat, basically we want to get down to as deep of a squat as possible, and then try to work side to side into the hips. So you can kind of feel some tightness in the hips, tightness into the ankles, and then back up, and then back down. And then kind of work that ankle tightness. Just depends on where the tightness is. If it's in your joint, you might feel a pinch in the front. If it's in the calf, you feel a pull in the back. If you have a little bit of a pinch maybe in the hips. Having a weight here adds a little bit more of a stretch, but just doing it as deep as you can with a squat and no weight is plenty enough for the stretch. Quad stretch, you're gonna be like usual, right? You're gonna be here. If you've got a rope or a band or something like that, you can use that instead. Gives you a little bit better stretch. Then you can go from here, tie the rope around your ankle, and kind of pull it this way. So, hamstring, we've done this one, pretty self-explanatory. Try to go one leg at a time if you can. If it's too much, then do both of them and work all directions. There's hamstring muscles kind of on the inside and the outside of the back of the leg. So work a little bit of both. Kind of explore throughout that range of motion, see where there's some tender spots. If you find some, hang out there a little bit, do some extra work there. Make sure you hit the other side too. And then for the hip flexor, we're going to do more of a hip flexor foam rolling. We can do it with this. It's really easy to do with a tennis ball, a softball, baseball, something that's pretty firm. But we'll take this, let's see here, and then you're going to put your hip kind of right on the edge of it and work in there. So you're going to be a little bit on the quad, and then you're going to go up above. So this is my top of my quad, right in my hip flexor, pretty tender right there. So be gentle and just kind of rock back and forth. Work that area out a little bit. If you have a tennis ball or something, you can put on that area, and then you can lie down and put direct pressure on it. That's going to be a little bit more aggressive, so kind of see what you can tolerate. And we'll go to the other side, right on that hip flexor. Small movements up and down. Okay. So for all of the stretches, right, as always, especially for that hip flexor foam rolling, if it's a sharp stabbing pain, back off on either how much pressure you're putting, how much range of motion you're going through. Just decrease the intensity to make it feel uncomfortable, but something that's tolerable, right? Especially for that hip flexor one, it's not going to feel great, but it should be tolerable. It shouldn't feel like it's stabbing you and causing a lot of discomfort. So give those a try. Let me know if you have any questions, as always, and we'll talk to you guys soon.